giving 8,500 per month to the women in the poor family, which means 1 lakh every year. Is it really possible for a country like India, which is still in its developing phase, or which is going to attain the topmost phase in the soon coming years? Or why the Supreme Court has said that such freebie culture is going to be the real issue for development of Indian economy in the upcoming years? Is it really worth it to give the free money to the people so that they can spend it on their own, or is it good to give jobs so that they can earn their own money, or is it good to give free electricity, free food, free gold, whatnot? But everything should be considered as a good freebie, or particular freebie is good and particular freebie is not good? Let's discuss that in this video. Good freebie and bad freebie. What is good freebies? So what are all considered as good freebie? So anything which is good being given as free is called as freebie, but in that, what is considered as a good one? Freebies like good and polluted drinking water, free drinking water. Okay, and another such thing is free food if they cannot afford it for themselves, and another such thing is free road facility, good road facility by the government, or considered as one of the most useful, and also free health care, free education. All those five are valuable free thing that should be given by any such government to its citizens. There is no such thing as judging this freebie by any person. But what is considered as bad freebie? Giving free electricity, giving free TV, giving free scooty, giving free Mangalasutra gold, or not not considered as a bad freebie. Only especially it is going to concentrate on poor people. But these freebies like free electricity, free scooty, if the privileged people, so-called privileged people who are above the poor margin, are going to enter into the scheme simply to avail the scheme, even if they can afford it without the freebie culture, then that is going to create the hindrance to the nation's wealth. So one such thing is happening here, because if the government is going to announce freebie today, stating like we are going to give free money today, and not such thing like not only the poor people are going to come and ask you the free money, but this is also the people who are very privileged, who are from middle class background, who are from upper class background, also going to enter into the scheme. That is where the problem is going to rise. Delhi, place which was led by Aam Aadmi Party for more than 10 years now, which has really faced now serious water crisis. But the Delhi government, which is led by AAP, is renownably known for its culture, providing free electricity and free water supply to all its citizens. Delhi has one of the highest per capita income after Goa, where you see that many of the migrant workers, especially 50 lakh migrant workers across the country, are residing in the city Delhi, where all such basic communities like good basic education, good sewage system, good and polluted drinking water, like uninterrupted electricity, and also like basic health care and good road facility for these migrant workers are still a dream, where all such dreams are still not brought into reality. But the government already had provided free electricity and free water, which also caused a crisis now. With increasing revenue year after year, not even a single school has been built in the Aam Aadmi led Delhi government after 2015. And why such condition is still prevailing, where revenue is more but the expenditure for such free electricity and water, public transport, are exceeding its revenue? Only because the first victim of the freebie culture is, whom do you think? Is it going to be the government spending habit, or who will get affected for such highly infeasible freebie culture? It is the public transport system and public healthcare facilities. Now, I'm not saying that no people should be given freebie. Everyone should earn money on their own. Definitely, poor people should be helped by the government. But one such thing is, out of 54.5 lakhs of electricity consumers in Delhi, 43.2 lakh people that are in Delhi are being provided electricity free of cost or with half the price of the original price, which means that under this 43 lakhs people, major percentage, like maybe 60 to 70 percentage from this 43 lakh people can easily pay the money out from their pocket to the government. Then why are they given such subsidy of half the amount of the original amount of no amount free electricity? Why is such privileged people or entering into that freebie as it is going to get changed into a scam? Don't anyone know such things? Party which has come to the power by saying that we are going to provide these poor margin people the freebie, not the freebie is going to reach all the percentage of people, because the party-led families, the party-led people are going to grab that freebies to them also. This is one such another risk that is involved in such freebie scheme. So, for whom do I designed this freebie scheme? For the poor people. But is it reaching only the poor people? No, it is either reaching the rich privileged people or it's either reaching the political party members who have announced this. Freebie for eligible people. So, have ever felt very hungry that you haven't eaten anything throughout the day for 1 or 2 or 3 days? I haven't had that experience, but many such people are out there who haven't eaten anything simply because they can't afford anything. It is not only for the grown-up adult; it is for also for the kids who are born in the poor family, so they can't afford anything, so they just drink water and just go to sleep every night thinking about maybe next day I'll get watch a TV show in your neighborhood home, whereas that neighborhood auntie, on seeing your face, suddenly closes her door saying things like no, we are doing something else, go and come afterwards. Such humiliations have you ever faced? Do you know how hard it is to study under the candlelight when the electricity is not provided? Do you know how tough it is to buy 8 gram of gold, simply 8 gram of gold? Now, like for today, it is around 56,000, whereas a poor class women will never be able to afford that much 56,000 amount of gold by herself. So because still we are in the dowry glorified society, reaching only the poor people who are targeted, that is still a question mark. Why? Because everything is good until the political party just uses the revenge culture, the freebie culture, as a trump card to only win the election. So after they winning the election and coming to form the government, either they will forget the scheme that they have announced, or they will just utilize that scheme to make their own party members good rather than making the poor people good, because of which still the freebie culture is followed. But why the poor people are growing in numerous amount still in India? Why the poor margin is not decreased despite of such freebie schemes? Free food to school kids. No one can question why government is providing free foods to government school kids. No one can have a question on that, because most of the government going school children are either in the poor margin or below the poor margin. So their parents cannot afford the food itself. How can they afford the education? The scheme, the free food scheme has been announced so that on basis of that they can come to school. Even if they are not coming to school to learn, they can come to school so that they can eat something for that. So on that purpose, at least they can come to school. Basic agenda of the free food scheme. And one such scheme which was launched by M.G. Ramachandran, the then Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, in 1982, called as Free Meal Program, which was recognized by the International Charity Program as one of the pioneer in eradicating the hunger. As a human being, no one should die of hunger. Because of this known free meal program, poor class family who had the dream like they have never had rice, sambar, and like a boiled rice and hot sambar during the lunchtime. This is just a distant dream to them, and this scheme has introduced rice sambar with fresh vegetables, the basic necessity for the human being to survive. 20% of the children has enrolled after this scheme has been introduced in the government schools of Tamil Nadu, and also absenteeism has been reduced by 80%. None of the students were absent after the scheme has been introduced, and also number of dropouts has been reduced about 90%. So nonetheless, this free food scheme, the pioneer of this free food scheme was also another Prime Minister, then Prime Minister of Tamil Nadu, called as Kamaraj. They all knew that food is going to be the basic necessity for any human being, where the poor who cannot do that on their own, government will intervene and do that for them. Now, this scheme has considerably increased the performance of the children enrollment and also reduced the poverty line, the hungriness of the basic human need. But this has not gained vote, the MGR. So this scheme is a good example that one which is born from the heart is going to rule the world than one which is born from the brain. So just because I need vote, I will think from my brain. I'm not going to think like that, but I'm going to think from my heart, and I'm going to give poor the food because I know how it feels like. That is what the MGR statement is about. The scheme has been introduced, and vote was reached only because of MGR's illness, not because of the scheme he garnered any votes. Congress Mahalakshmi scheme, 1,500 for the poor women, the head poor women in the poor family will receive 1 lakh rupees every year. Although Congress has not came to power in these regions, this scheme they can say simply like, we are not now in the power, so we are not eligible to do such freebie now. And one such thing is anyone who believed this agenda and propaganda are simply a blind follower, where we had seen that numerous of particular religious women have surrounded the Congress office in Lakh, UP and Bengaluru, asking for Rahul Gandhi has announced such scheme, and he has told us that he is going to give us such money. We have this pamphlet with us, we need the money now. Congress distributed the pamphlets almost to 80 million households, 80 million poor people households, stating things like, we are going to give you all such money, by the luring and seductive statements where many people believe, especially some religious background women believe such things. And also the scheme included monthly stipend 1 lakh rupees and job for youth, 50% women quota in the central government jobs, double hostels for working women, and 1 lakh per year for one woman in every family. All such things are nothing but, if you see with your like a logical mind, you can see that all those things are luring statements just to suck you in to get your votes, and after that saying things like, do not have enough fund in the government, so we are not going to give such freebie now, maybe next year we will give, after that next year we will give, any such thing like 1 lakh for every person. Very much impossible, which is what this Congress Mahalakshmi scheme is all about. And also in such videos you can see that specific religious women are surrounding the Congress office, which might raise questions like, why specific religious background women are only present, and why, if they reached 80 million households, why other religious background women are not present outside the Congress office, and why the election has not been cancelled for such luring statements that are delivered by the Congress during the election. So it is just a violation of Election Commission, stating that just seducting the voters just to gain the vote by giving freebie statements which are impossible to deliver. Why the election is not cancelled and why Election Commission is not intervened in such matter is a great question still now. Giving free money, what will happen? Let's think hypothetically now that this scheme is come into play, like this scheme is a reality now. What will exactly happen? Think it in the manner of a lottery winner. a lottery winner who's poor all around his life suddenly wins 50 crores. How will he behave? He will exactly behave like a ground floor worker who is given a promotion as a CEO. How will he behave? So exact manner the lottery winner is going to behave. So exact thing, when the government is going to give 1 lakh rupees, the poor household man, especially the man in these poor household, are going to be the women, stating things like, go and get the money, I need alcohol, I need to use drugs, so go and get the money as soon as possible. So there is a research from Evans and Popova which demonstrated that some poor people, if they are given free money by the government, they will avoid spending those free money on temptational goods. They will invest in the education, healthcare purpose. But at the end of the day, there is always a link between poverty and addiction. So this is directly linked, where we cannot deny that if you give free money to the poor without giving them any job, they are already going to invest all those money is simply in drugs and alcohol. And even the government is going to give you fewer stipend or going to give you this much margin, that is not going to eradicate the addiction that is linked with the poverty. Struggling working age men, especially in the poverty, from the age of 20 to 60, or 18 percentage more prone to get out of the job, that is to face the joblessness and unemployment as a harmful cycle. So the poverty, if you are in poverty, you will lose a job. If you lose a job, you will get into addiction. So the cycle will follow with these three property. And instead of giving such free money to the poor, government should give them a required skill according to the current realistic world. And also they should enrich their skills and give them the jobs that they can able to adopt, so that they can earn their own money and sustain on their own and take care of their family. According to the Nordic Social Welfare Preliminary Assessment on 2000 jobless people, it stated that free money to the poor people, unemployed people, especially the poor unemployed people, improves their well-being. Maybe they will take care of their own, they will not have hungriness, and but that doesn't mean that they are going to have a job, stable job. Definitely they are not going to have a stable job. Their job prospect is going to get significantly reduced if you give free money. The hard truth is, people are not going to value anything that is given for free. So if you're as a government, if you're really need your citizens well-being, what you should do, you should upskill them instead of making them lazy by giving such freebie schemes, which is going to make them lazy and which is also going to hinder the revenue if the rich people are going to also participate in the freebie culture. So the goal is to make the good freebie reach the necessity freebie, the necessity that there is a thing in marketing called as need and want. Without a need, we cannot sustain in this world. Without a want, we can sustain in this world, which means that without freebie, we can sustain in this world, but without job can be sustained in this world. So in that sense, a good freebie like good education, good drinking water, good health care, or a need and necessity for all such individuals. But free electricity, free TV, free laptop only for poor, only for the targeted poor people, except all those people, the welfare and all those rich background people should never ever enter into this scheme, or else all those free things like free gold, free free electricity, free washing machine, what else, anything we can say at the end of the day to gain the vote. But that should not be the case. The free thing should help the humanity to reach its highest potential. That should be the goal of the Ravadi culture. Other than that, to gain the vote, it's not a good freebie, and that's the point of this video.